Godzilla vs. Hulk one-shot, was published few days ago with this impressive cover, showing Hulk fighting the King of Monsters, which unfortunately does not happen in this book. This story takes place in the alternate reality of Earth 7642, where in this universe, Marvel and DC characters coexist with one another. It also includes characters from other franchises. The book opens at the Thunderbolt Ranch, with General Ross speaking to some journalists and announcing that the Thunderbolts are busy working on their most dangerous project ever, namely capturing and pacifying Godzilla. A journalist from the Daily Bugle asked Ross if Hulk was still alive and hidden in the ranch, and Ross says that although there are insane national secrets hidden in the ranch, the Hulk is definitely dead. Meanwhile, in the ranch underground, Dr. Bruce Banner is revealed to be working with General Ross as a member of the Thunderbolts. He had learned the art of meditation, and it had been a few years since he lost his control of his temper. Banner then meets Dr. Demonicus, who also works with Ross, and asks him if the containment will work. Looking at the giant invention, Demonicus tells Banner that his Kaiju incinerator will be more than enough for Godzilla. Meanwhile, in the Thunderbolt helicopter, the journalist from Daily Bugle tells Ross that he killed Fin Fang Foom, Hulk, and Surtur, but not Godzilla, and wonders how he can do that. Ross explains that they are using the giant spider known as Kumonga, who trapped Godzilla's friend Mothra and is attacking her. Ross controls the giant spider with a device on his head. This plan is devised by Dr. Demonicus, who had enslaved the angry arachnid. Banner does not agree with torturing Mothra to lure Godzilla, but Demonicus says that all these monsters must be cleansed, and that the cries of Mothra will bring out Godzilla. The plan worked, and Godzilla heard Mothra's cries and came for help. General Ross then jumped out of the helicopter into the bunker to get prepared to fight Godzilla. He pilots a mechanic Godzilla, while Banner pilots the other. The performance of these mechanic monsters was vastly improved by Tony Stark, so they no longer need to remote pilot them. Godzilla may have crushed Stark, but his genius intellect will help getting rid of this monster. Godzilla hits Banner, who says that he can barely stand the heat of the monster's atomic blast. Ross then hits Godzilla with some missiles, before redirecting the giant spider Kumonga to attack Godzilla. The spider ensnares Godzilla with his webs, but Godzilla knocks Ross into the spider, before breaking Kumonga's webs, which are as tough as steel. Godzilla then attacks Banner and pounds on his mecha, before blasting Ross, who urges Demonicus in the bunker to do something, before Godzilla finishes them. Demonicus, however, reveals his true intentions, remarking that it's time to make everyone pays. He removes his mask to reveal an extremely deformed face, telling Ross that he has waited for a very long time to gather all his enemies in one place. He has been slowly breaking down the bodies of the monsters in his incinerator, but he has also been creating a new powerful monster that will cull the Kaiju forever. Banner realized that the incinerator was no more than an egg, and it's hatching now. Demonicus explains that he spliced the most deadly traits of all the Kaiju they have slain, from Fin Fang Foom on down. A dreadful monster called Hedorah comes out and attacks Godzilla, who fights back and blasts Hedorah with his atomic blast, but the monster doesn't even budge. Hedorah then knocks Godzilla, who falls on Banner's mecha. Banner gets trapped, triggering a transformation into the Hulk, who breaks free, remarking that he hates robots and bugs, but hates slime monsters the most, before punching Hedorah. Dr. Demonicus can't believe that Hulk is still alive, and wonders that if Banner is Hulk, so who the guy they buried and thought was the Hulk is. Hedorah knocks Hulk away, while Ross tells Demonicus to call off his monster, but Demonicus tells Ross that those will be his last words, before Hedorah melts his mecha. Hulk attacks Hedorah and hits him in his eyes, before rushing to help Ross and taking him out of his melting mecha. Ross asks Hulk that if he is still alive, so who the guy in Hulk's grave is. Hulk reveals that it was Rick Jones who was killed and buried in that grave, before leaping back into the battlefield, yelling that he will smash all monsters. Meanwhile, Hedorah attacks Godzilla and penetrates deep through his eyes. The powerful monster dissolves Godzilla faster than it can heal, destroying his optic nerves and pushing towards his brain. Hulk attacks Hedorah, remarking that he hates him more than he hates Godzilla, but he gets his arm burned from touching the monster. Hulk retreats and snatches a power line to revive Godzilla, remarking that he saw Banner tickling Heart with electricity once. Hulk shocks Godzilla before giving him some of his gamma-mutated blood, which seeps into the monster's body and grants him Hulk's gamma strength. Hedorah knocks Hulk away, but Godzilla, whose eyes are glowing with Hulk's gamma blood, comes back to tear the monster to pieces. He knocks Hedorah away before blasting him with his atomic blast, this time boosted by Hulk's gamma, and with one single blow, Godzilla destroys Hedorah, whose melting remains fall into the bunker, and burn Dr. Demonicus alive. Hulk then frees Kumonga from the controlling device, while Godzilla frees his friend Mothra from the spider's webs. Hulk then confronts Godzilla, remarking that he's the strongest one there is, but he doesn't want to prove that today, before they both collapse, after their gamma rage subsides. Later on, Hulk reverts back to Banner, while Godzilla walks away. General Ross points his gun at Banner, telling him that he fingered Rick Jones as the Hulk and let them kill him, but Banner says that pulling the trigger would be easy, but it would make Godzilla angry. He then tells Ross that monsters stick together, and while he has no choice about the Hulk, Ross can still give up his monster, with a piece of Hedorah appearing from under Ross' sleeve. I expected to see Hulk fighting Godzilla, but that didn't happen in this book. The fact that Hulk's blood boosted Godzilla and enabled him to defeat Hedorah proves how powerful Hulk can be. One thing to mention is that Hulk should be able to heal his burned arm in no time, regardless of his persona, which happens to be the traditional Savage Hulk in this book, but it doesn't heal, even after he reverts back to Banner. Check the link to my analysis of Hulk vs. Godzilla in the description box below, and as usual, don't forget to subscribe, share, and like. Thanks for watching, and have a nice one.